Hey everyone, welcome to our Twitter space. Let's wait for like 1 minute or two for everyone else to join. And Andres, you can go ahead and take over.
Hello guys, how are you? How's everybody? Can you hear me well?
Yep.
Okay, so yeah, let's give a couple of minutes. We're quite excited. Tuesday, 21st of February, 2023. I'm excited to be here with all the Moonland team and of course the Quantum community. I'm going. While we don't do something, I'm going to take a screenshot of this and I'm going to share on my Instagram. So if you guys can do the same, let me just do it very quick. So a smile for the picture, everybody. Look, Benjamin is smiling, Miguel is, everybody's smiling here. So let me just take this. I'm going to share it here on Instagram. But we wait for everybody. And then I tag everybody as well. So yeah, if the people that's joining, we are waiting 2 or 3 minutes to start this Twitter space. It's the first one that I done in a long time. So I'm quite excited. We have the amazing community of Moonland and also we have Miguel here. We have Daniela, Brandon, and the amazing community of Quantum as well. And also we're bringing the crypto G's here. We were having a live on Binance Live just now, and we're trying to bring everybody to join what is happening with Moonland in 2023. I think the team has been working really hard behind scenes, putting this amazing platform for all of us. So let's give another minute, and then we start officially.
All right, nice. I think you haven't met our devs. Here's Kieran, Brandon. So Kieran's our art director. Brandon is our lead technical artist. They'll be here to answer some of you guys' questions on the development side.
So this, Daniela, this is quite exciting. I seen, yeah, Brandon and Kira, I seen their avatars here on the Moonland website, and the little avatars that everybody going to space this year. But wait for the other people. Okay, share this, and let me reshare this in my Twitter as well. Okay. One more minute and we start. Okay. Now we're officially starting this Twitter space. So I'm quite excited and I feel honored to being the host of this amazing Twitter space. It's the first one that I have done in a long time. With everybody's been busy building, but I think so the Twitter space give this kind of connection to everybody. Most of the people that's in Web3 and crypto is here. So I'm quite excited, especially that from the hand from Moonland and the quantum community. So firstly, thanks to Moonland for inviting me to host this exciting Twitter space AMA with some of the core team members, as Daniela was saying. So guys, let's introduce, you can introduce yourself. What about we start with Miguel? Hi Miguel, how are you? Where are you connecting from?
Hey Andres, how are you? Yeah, I'm doing good, man. I'm here in Dubai, and yeah, happy to be here. Glad that you accepted the invite, and happy to be participating in this really cool AMA with our community and the Moonland team. I see here, we got Kira and Brandon from the development team. and also several people from the marketing and socials, along with our amazing community. So yeah, it's great. And yeah, my name is Miguel Palencia. I've been in the blockchain space officially now for 10 years, and pretty much seeing everything evolve from back in the day where the only thing that you could think of besides speculation was like, oh, who's gonna make a blockchain with a faster block time or a bigger block size, to something as amazing as the Web3 technology. The Web3 is gonna change everything that we know about internet. Everything's going to be reinvented. It's revolutionary. Just like AI technology itself will be revolutionary, Web3 itself will also play a major part in the next 20 to 30 years. And in itself, Moonlight is a great example of what Web3 Metaverse should be. It's an immersive experience which will allow you to do so many different things. It's going to be fun for you to just walk around and play with the blocks that are rolling there, play with other players, join the mini games, and eventually even go inside a shopping mall, a casino, betting platforms, even concert arenas. So everything that we're starting to build now is very difficult. It's taking a lot of effort and so many long hours for our team. But in the end, it will pay off. It will be great having built something so great as Muna will be. And yeah, I mean, really happy to be here.
Thank you, Miguel. Thank you for connecting. I'm happy to know that you're in Dubai. So yeah, I'm coming next week. So I will see you there. For the people that you're joining, I probably don't know who is Miguel. Miguel is one of the co-founder of the chain Qtum, and also he's the founder of Moonland. We had an amazing Binance Live back in 2022. That's how we got connected, and I'm happy to have him here. So, Mike, you say that it's going to be fun. It's going to be different. Moonland is going to revolutionize the metaverse industry. But let's say you could compare Moonland with a Web2 game, which one would be and why?
Well, based on looks and the stuff that you're going to be able to, I would say Moonlight is in several ways similar to Fortnite. And last year in March, I showed the original videos and the original renders, the old renders that we have for Moonlight back in March and April here in Dubai and to some other people in Singapore. And they all said the same thing. This kind of looks like a like a like Fortnite on steroids. I think you have something amazing here. That was what everyone's concept was. So yeah, it's my opinion as well. It has some inspiration, of course, because as if some of you have played Fortnite, you know that it's sort of unpredictable. The graphics are really cool, but they're also cartoonish. Some of this stuff is on Moonland, and it's going to be part of the whole process. But of course, we're going to have so much more capabilities that because of Web2 technology, Fortnite just can't get there, but we will be able to get there.
Great, Miguel. So yeah, I actually like Fortnite, and I can't wait when the whole product is launched. I actually myself being a very I love video games. So when PlayStation 1 came with Tomb Raider, with Resident Evil, with all of these games that you can go and explore different worlds, it made like such a difference. Now, obviously, with Fortnite and now bringing this into Web3. So I can't imagine how challenging it is to build a game from from developing all this part and especially within Web3. So coming to developers team, let's start with Kieran, right? So Kieran, give us a quick tour of the development journey so far. If you can introduce to everybody that's new into the Moonland community, it would be great. Thank you, Kieran.
Hey, how's it going?
We're all good. Happy to see you here.
Oh, oh, you can hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you very well.
Okay, okay. I was just told I was muted. Um, Everything's going really good. We've been, uh, I guess you could say we've fully proved out every aspect of uh, the core game for Moonland. We have the gameplay. We have now our scanners involved. We're doing a lot of bug fixes on our jetpacks to make it fun. And like Mike was saying, this is like Fortnite, but in a way, it's also a social multiplayer game. So we're entering an era where no longer are we going to see things that are two-dimensional. We're going to be in VR, AR, and even in 3D on our displays, and we can bridge the gap with Moonland by being that interface. And so far, we've started work on. We have a really cool demo coming out. It's going to be at a special event coming up pretty soon, and we can't wait to show you what I'm calling Saul's Outpost. And it's going to be a little taste of everything Moonland has to offer, including the shops, some mini games, and some views of the future too. You'll see that too coming up. We have this week some really cool stuff coming down the pipe too. We got some new character renders to show off. 3 actually. Our human male, our robots coming down the pipe, but we have our skeleton boy, and we have what was the last one? Oh yeah, we have we finally decided on a name for our alien race. And so maybe you've seen some of the bits and pieces of the history, but right now we're going to go with the Cthulhu race, which really matches a lot of mythos out there and gives us a lot to play with in the future.
So yeah, we're quite excited to see all the new features and the new characters that Moonlight is bringing. I know, guys, you are very into detail to make this experience very unique for everybody. And the fact that you said that's going to be totally different that we have seen out there is we're getting quite excited about it. But now let me just get to Brandon. I know Brandon is here as well. Brandon, you also been working very hard as the lead technical artist for Moonland. What is the current? What is currently being worked on the development team from your side? Give us a sneak peek in your own words. I know Kieran gave us a little bit of what is coming, but if you can introduce to yourself to the community and give us a sneak peek of in your own words at what is coming in this year with Moonland.
Yeah, most definitely. And actually, Kieran touched on a lot of it. It's just right now, with being with the technical artist position, it's a lot of it is just debugging, and debugging is kind of can be a rat race sometimes, but it's definitely it's part of it. It's really just right now we just been trying to again debug Jetpack and just kind of getting some other things more fleshed out and implemented. So it's really as much as I can really give out about it. But that is basically it. We're just implementing some of the new art assets as well as just getting some of the technical side of things kind of more fleshed out.
Thank you, Brandon. So yeah, everybody's going crazy about the Jetpack, so which I find fascinating. So hopefully we can see the advancement very soon. But I also the reason how I met the Moonland community and the Moonland project is because we were in an event last year. So there was I saw a couple of the people of the team that travel around the world going to events. I myself attend to a few events. That's how I met Daniela and Miguel in Paris. But Miguel, Daniel, is there any key events that you are planning this year from the Moonland community to bring into the real world? Let's call it like that.
Well, we got 2 events coming up, major events. There's one in Hong Kong, in which I will be giving a speech. It's going to be in April, and I mean, as some of you might know,
that and Consensus.
Yeah, that's the first one, and then Consensus. At Consensus, we'll have a booth where people will be able to play around with Moonland. We'll have like a demo version. Kieran is working hard on this with the development team on bringing like an Xbox controller with a TV, and people will be actually able to test Moonland, and that's going to be awesome. In Hong Kong, it's just mostly going to be a keynote presentation, showcasing some functionality and maybe some live gameplay. But in Consensus is definitely going to be actual gameplay for everyone that's going to be at our booth. So, gonna love it.
So Austin, Texas, and Hong Kong. So you want to go and meet the Moonland, the people that run in Moonland and are making the magic happen. Come and visit them. well, I can't wait for us in a couple of months, the 26th of April of this year. Miguel, where is Hong Kong? Sorry, when is Hong Kong? When is going to be?
I have the exact date here. Hold on. I think it's April 12th.
I have it right here. It's called Web3 Festival, April
Yeah,
12th through 15th.
April 12th to 15th. So gonna be a lot of traveling on April, but yeah, definitely an amazing time because everything related to crypto in general is waking up. Hong Kong is gonna be one of the major key points of the next wave for the technology, for the crypto space in general. Same for the Emirates. As some of you know, the Emirates are pushing hard for Web3 development, metaverses, but also Hong Kong is going deep into this space.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of Twitters talking about Hong Kong becoming a hub also for Asia, and obviously Abu Dhabi, they just are investing a couple of billions into Web3 companies, especially obviously you are now in Dubai putting some of the stuff together, Miguel, yourself. Are you going to be in Dubai for a couple of weeks so we can invite you to one of our events?
Yeah, actually, yeah, absolutely. I'm also going to be attending as a VIP member. I'm not going to speak there. The March 2nd, the Crypto Oasis meetup, which is going to be quite large. Even our
Yeah.
partners from Corpo, the developers of Citizen Conflict, will be there, so it's going to be huge.
Okay, so we'll see you there. We'll bring a couple of the cryptologists to get to know you. And we have seen that there's a quite variety in the community as well. We're talking about Hong Kong, US, Dubai, Latin America. So, guys, which maybe Daniela, you have this information. Which region of the world is the community from? Where is really strong right now the community?
Right now, mostly Turkey.
Okay.
Yeah, we
So
have a
Turkey.
really strong Turkey community.
Amazing. So hopefully one day we can come and do an event there when everything happens. Um, Now getting back to Miguel. Miguel, what do you think now? Because yeah, you're going to be in Consensus, you're going to be in Hong Kong, you're going to be in Dubai talking. Sorry, in Hong Kong talking about the future probably of gaming and Web3. Where do you think the future of blockchain gaming is heading towards? A lot of people think this year will be the make or break even for Web3 games, but what do you think of that? Do you think we're just getting started or just go a little bit slow? What do you think we're heading with blockchain gaming?
I think we're getting started. And when metaverses and NFTs started to happen, it was in the middle of the previous market cycle, and of course we got the bear market of last year, and that really affected the NFT area, but not so much the metaverse. And during that time, many really good projects started coming up because people were building it. In my view, there's going to be a period of adoption, and one major thing that every single metaverse project, every single Web3 game has to do right now is start thinking of a business model that will be sustainable long term. It's not easy for any technology. I mean, you guys seen recently the success behind ChatGPT. ChatGPT is an AI platform, but AI is not really new. Back in 2010, 2009, there was several AI projects, but they all failed because they didn't have a proper business model. They got investments, they lasted for a few months, some of them lasted a few years, and then they disappeared. So that's part of what we have to do. It's not just building a really cool platform that people will be able to play, but also having a proper business model. Thankfully, we don't really have to reinvent the wheel because the wheel already exists. The Web 2 business model can also be applied to Web 3, and also we have the plus of having crypto tokens. So in many ways, we can play around with the two business models from crypto and the business model from Web 2 and do something that will be sustainable, that will be fun, and that will allow people to actually have an income. Some of the early play-to-earn games, they fail because they didn't really try to leverage that and try to reinvent the wheel. Sometimes you don't really have to. Sometimes you just have to improve it. And that's what we're doing.
I keep seeing it mentioned that it's crypto gaming 2.0. I'm talking here.
Amazing. Crypto
Sorry.
gaming too.
Yeah, because it's really is looking at some of the other games that have stood the test of time. Final Fantasy XIV, World of Warcraft. One thing they do well in the Web 2.0 space is really bring in the players and keep the fan base. They've added currency, like both those games have, you can buy currency with real money. So that's only one step away from tokens. And by being able to integrate that stuff, we're actually going to be able to gain a lot of Web 2.0 followers. We're designing the background of the game so that a lot of the NFTs, the initial items are able to be found by players playing the game to bring over those Web 2.0 people. And then also your customization or the more legendary items, or NFTs. We'll be giving those out to players, but people will have to earn those or buy those. So we'll have a lot of different levels in Moonland to attract both 2.0 and 3.0 players. And that's the kind of, my background is corporate gaming. I worked at EA for on and off almost 12 years. And I learned a lot about how to get your fans in and get them at the different levels to become your ambassadors and really build your fan base. And that's what we're starting the ground floor with in Moonland.
Thank you so much, Kieran, for that. So yeah, it makes a lot of sense what you just say about gaming 2.0 for blockchain, and I think so. I agree with you. I think so. The good games are going to come this year. Also with Miguel, I agree, because the last 2 years we saw people trying to achieve success with video games in Web3. Obviously, they probably weren't ready. Maybe the business model were not ready. Maybe the community wasn't ready. But what I can see from you guys, you are building a community very strong, and also you are doing something slightly different. That's obviously using all the experience that you have, Kieran, Brandon, from the video gaming, and obviously with Miguel, with all the experience that he has within Web3 and crypto. But also, it's very important to have partnerships, not only the community, but also have good partnerships and ecosystems. So, Miguel, I don't know if you can tell us a little bit about those partnerships and ecosystems that are coming out into Moonland, because obviously you will need good partners, probably good games, good gamers as well. Who are the key teams that are supporting Moonland right now?
Well, we do have some really cool partners already, like Corpo, who has, well, they have one of the best games I've seen so far, not just in Web3, but in general. It's in early development. Also, they're more advanced now than us. They have a few alpha releases, but the quality is amazing, the sound, the feel. And and it's a great example of what a proper Web3 game can be. And also, we have some strategic partners like Crypto Oasis. They're from here from the Emirates, from Dubai, based in Dubai, and they're an accelerator. They're connecting all the different dots that have to be connected. Because in order to succeed, you need to also have business partners that can help you get to that next level. As well, we're working directly with some people who have contacts in the local government. As they're pushing really hard for metaverses here. One of the key projects that will be taking place is in the real short-term future. You're gonna see hotels, apartment buildings that will be available for sale in the metaverses, even before they're being built. Usually you have to go to whoever's building the actual apartment building or the hotel and just look at the plans and the design. But if you're not an architect, you're not really gonna understand it. But wearing a headset where you can actually walk in and see how your apartment's gonna look and sort of getting that feeling is a next level step, and that's something that's gonna happen in the metaverses. And yes, we have a partner here that's about to be signed in a few weeks, and they're gonna start building this stuff. Eventually, this will also take place on Moonland.
Thank you, Miguel. Amazing. Yeah, I'm looking forward to see who is coming to support you guys as a partners, and what projects are going to be part of the Moonlight community. Um, in terms of games, like for me, for example, I played play tournaments and games the last 2 3 years, and obviously as a gamer, I wasn't very excited about it because, as you probably mentioned, it wasn't ready for the gamers. These Web3 games. And I'm just looking for something that break all of this, right? That we can have experience, that it will be fun. But gaming community has the largest number of users so far. But the adaptation to blockchain game has been slow and quite lower than expected. And I remember Kieran just mentioned this a little bit. But maybe if from the user experience, maybe Kieran or Brandon can reply to this. What do you think is the main reason that has prevented the rapid spread of mass adoption of video games in Web3?
It's it's a complicated question because we have seen mass adoption in some sides of the games. I like to use Flash gaming and browser gaming as a good example. The NFT era and the early era of token adoption for gaming really was kind of like the games that mimicked Flash games that were simple, like Axie Infinity. They had a complicated system that wasn't too complicated, and the graphics were simple and easy to turn out really fast. So it had the best of all those worlds. There were a lot of games that were 3D trying to jump on the bandwagon that didn't really work out. They spent a lot of money on advertising or celebrities. Sandbox, Decentraland, they're still going. Their player base has shrunk recently because they don't really have any content in them besides the entertainment. So what we're trying to do, and what I've been adding to Moonland on this side, is we're gonna have, your NFT gallery. You're gonna have your karaoke bar, and you're gonna have your nightclub. Um, there's gonna be shops that people can even set up, but we're also gonna have mini games where you have to have the world of Moonland. I keep calling it a living world. Every NPC has a backstory and is connected to other NPCs. Mike's been working hard, and we've been going back and forth and coming up with new storylines so that it's almost like you enter the world of Moonland like you would Skyrim or Grand Theft Auto, where there's a world that's there for you to play in, and you can choose to come and take a look at your NFTs, but that's not the only thing you can do. You can go shoot asteroids. You can go find quests with parties to go fight a boss, to get a special item, or to collect stuff like dust that then you can use in the game to do other things. So we've been working really hard on that aspect of it so that the core onion of the game isn't just a 3D viewer for the 2D web. It's also a world that's alive. That's why Soul's Outpost is going to be exciting come consensus. It will be the first time two people can play on a private server in the consensus together and choose to do their own thing, or each. I think we've kind of settled on everyone will get about 2 minutes to play, depending on how big the lineup is. But you'll be able to try out these little fun parts of the world come consensus instead of just things that already exist. Like if you want to see NFTs, you can already go to OpenSea. Well, the bonus inside our world is that you can have yours in your apartment. You can literally be part of the world where you can hire NPCs to do things and be a part of that side of, again, I referenced Skyrim, part of that living world.
Well, Kieran, as I said, I'm quite excited to come and visit you guys in Consensus. By the way, for everybody that wants to know more about all the news, all the fresh stuff that Kieran, Brandon, Miguel, Daniel, and everybody in the team are putting together for you with Moonland, you're just going to their Twitter account, and there is a pinned tweet on the top where you can join the Discord community. So it's very important you join this community because that's where they put all the information and all the everything that is coming up new with them. It will be there. Kieran, and also obviously about Austin and all of this news, you will find out where we're going to be in the booth and stuff. But well, I have you here, Kieran, from a perspective as a developer, so probably there is a lot of people right now looking to get into Web3, into crypto, into graphic design, into video game design. So you have the experience, right? So if you could mention three qualities that a top blockchain game devs should have, what would they be? Three qualities that top blockchain game devs should have.
Okay, so without getting into any of the internet side of things, where there's a lot of gamers that are on the one side and a lot of crypto gamers on the other side, I'd say If you're a developer and you've ever been interested in anything blockchain, take a step in. It is the same as when, now I'm dating myself, but XNA, when the Xbox 360 first came out, it was the first era of indie video games. And I'd say if you're a developer, that even if you've felt like you're kind of stuck in the mud and nothing's changed in the games industry, because it's not, then jump in. Because if you jumped into XNA and took a step into the indie games or the side loading or any of that, then this is um, the Rockstar era of that. Because everything we do right now, as an example, we've developed a universal body type. So we have a character now in our game where we have changed the style to match the magnitude of different games that are coming out. So we now have a character we can go and give to another company to stylize, but keep within our borders, and then we can bring it back into Moonland, and they can represent, say, Citizen or Helix or any of those games coming out. So if you're a developer, what else? One more. Let's say if you are someone who is constantly experimenting in something new, know that we're coming up with the way tokens, crypto, and NFTs operate inside of a game right now as well. So if you want to jump in, I'd say now's your chance. And also, if you're an early adopter developer, definitely just jump in. Not for the faint of heart, though. It feels a lot like the early games industry from the early 2000s and the end of the 90s. It started to become, that's when the corporate side started to switch over and take over a lot. And we're in that early stages still in the crypto market. And I have to tell you, I love it. And I'm excited for Crypto Gaming 2.0.
And I can definitely second that when it comes to just persistence and just jumping in. That's the best way you can do it. Just dive head first and just keep at it. Just keep like Kieran brought up. It's never been a better time to get into such a new like field of tech that is being integrated in such a loved medium. So definitely persistence and just jumping in for sure.
Thank you, guys. And on top of that, I have another question for you guys. So we've seen all the characters of Moonland, which I find them fascinating, right? So we have Jesse, for example, that was released the 7th of February. Um, what They're very cool, all of them. But I want to know, where do you get the inspiration to create all these characters? Maybe Kieran or Brandon can reply. We've seen it in the moon being cool, but where do you get all the inspiration to create every single character?
Well, that comes from a long time of different concept. But really, the design brain behind that is Matt. Matt is he's our concept artist, and he he pulls a lot of styles from, which is very nice. We don't see from Japanese kind of anime-esque style, but more Japanese Nintendo game style, and also the Colombian graffiti and the the personal style that he's just inherited as an artist himself is really what pushes our characters to the level they are. Um, when we have more free time, which may never be ever, we're gonna put together a video showing how our characters have evolved. Um, I was the first on the project, and we've come a long, long way. And even some of our props and other early characters that Matt designed have changed now. So I'd say that's the pre-production process, and usually it takes anywhere, depends on the game. If you're talking Half-Life, 3 years, but for us, we've achieved that. A couple months ago, I feel like we solidified our concept style, which is me and Matt going back and forth, trying to figure out where we want to push detail. And we really started off simply, but now we've started to add a lot more detail in and a lot more into the graphics because we know we can push it with the Unreal 5 engine, which is amazing. So there's even, I'd say, like Alicia animated the crab, the isopod. So like every little bit of the style of Moonland is now coming from every single person that has their hands uh, on the game, including Dave. Dave's starting to put the audio in, and we're starting to get that feel of the game when you're in it, which is amazing. So where does it come from? The team.
Amazing. So yeah, what I can understand and what I can feel is like you guys have been working really hard the last few months, and obviously as the game and as the whole project evolve, you are evolving with it as well. And obviously, the more that you play, the more that you test new characters, new sounds, new let's say new worlds. Obviously, what I can see is like the same game is evolving. But I remember when I met Miguel, and he was mentioned, and now that you're saying this, Kieran, that you were there from the beginning, he was oh, he was mentioning how Mulan started, right? Like he was in the space center, and he got the idea, and he started to draft all of this in a paper, and then he shared his idea. But the future is here right now. So I can sense that obviously you're going to come to consensus as well in Austin in 2 months. You will have something really cool for all of us to test. But tell us a little bit about the future of Moonlight Metaverse as such. But one thing is Moonlight, but the whole metaverse, like I I I hear Miguel and I hear you, Kieran, as saying it's going to be totally different, but what can we expect to experience it? Where the people going to be able to experience like most of the tools, most of the game? Or maybe you can put it, for example, you take one Web 2 game and put it in Web 3. Which one will be? So I know it's two questions in once, but if you, Kieran or Miguel, can give us that insight or that vision that you have for Moonland at the end of the year and the next 3 years, so we get the people excited about what is coming. Maybe Miguel?
Well, the first playable demo will be in consensus. Will be very basic, of course, as we're still working on stuff related to universal value character, the character creators still undergoing improvement. More characters are being built. The map is growing itself, and there's many features that are being added. But it's something as big as Moonland is not easy to just finish it and launch it as a final product. However, we're aiming to have a playable demo, public playable demo within this year. Our development team is still reviewing exactly what's needed in order to get an exact date, but I can't really give you an exact date now on when it's going to be available for the general public. But the first version you're gonna see is gonna be consensus.
We can wait for consensus. And Kieran, I asked but as you or Miguel, like if you could have a Web 2 game into the world of Web 3, which one would you choose? A Web 2 game that's already really famous, that people love it. Which one would you choose? I think so. Your mic is gone. It's back.
Really
Yeah.
good question. Yeah, that's a really good question. It, so I guess it comes down to decentralization and ownership. And if there were games, I'd say any MMORPG, they're already built for that. Uh, Even any MOBA like League of Legends, they're already built for this kind of an idea. And the gatekeepers, the bigger companies, they really keep that stuff lock and key. But if players were able to build that community out, there'd be a lot more trading amongst different games. And that's something I hope this year we bridge the gap, as the gaming communities are small and the development studios are smaller than the big ones and not so set in stone. We can start to integrate. If another game's using Unreal 5, we can start to share technology so that our player base can go back and forth. That's a huge push in technology. And like streaming, it might not be here yet. Like gaming streaming, like Google Stadia or Nvidia's streaming, we're getting there. And that's where the technology foundation and that we build now is going to be what we do for the future. And for Moonland, we do have NFTs that we are building. We have all of our characters. We're building the characters out. Our 3D artists are cranking those out right now. And when we have enough, we're going to do a small batch NFT release. We're also going to have, hold with me as I remember the name, it's a testnet closed alpha server trial. And we're going to have a testnet NFT for you. So if you have one of those, we'll be able to check your wallet and let you play the game after we run the registration page on our website. And that's going to be coming up post consensus. And we really want to get more people in. We're still doing server tests. We feel like we've done it internally a fair number now, and we're really solid. We need to see what it feels like to get 30 to 100 people in the game. So that, for me, as the developer side, that's the next step, is getting 100 people in the game together running around. And we're going to be pretty close to that. We want to add a few more enemies so that it's a little bit more challenging for you guys. But for now, that's one of the big tests.
Well, 100 people in a Web3 game is amazing. Like, even in a Web2 game is quite challenging. So you guys are putting something really good for all of us. I can't wait to come to Austin and try all of the new feature. Miguel, I have probably this question is going to help not only the community here, the whole Web3 ecosystem with video games. So we have in-game economies. We have we had play to earn, play on. There's so many, but obviously the business didn't work. But which one do you think is a promising one right now? Or are you working in something different with Moonland for let's say, for the business economy as such of the game? Because there's so many people that love gaming, like me. We love and go and play, but there's also so many people that want to leverage this economy, these video games to create their own, let's say, economy. So, but which one do you think is promising one right now after what happened last 2 years?
Well, we recently finished the tokenomics for Moonlight itself. Like every crypto project, and of course Moonlight involves crypto, needs to have proper tokenomics in order for it to work. So the tokenomics for something as new as Moonlight needs to be designed around the gameplay itself, the game mechanics. So that was the first part that we worked on, and the second stage is working on the actual business model. Yes, play to earn is not a bad concept. I believe it could be improved, and also play to own. Both have their advantages and their disadvantages. In general, I believe that we might end up coming with a new solution that sort of combines both solutions, but we haven't defined exactly what the business model will be. But this will be something that we'll be updating, in our general marketing updates, in our weekly updates, as soon as we finally define what's going to be the business model. But I wouldn't really want to say now what's going to be exactly. But yes, one of the reasons we built the tokenomics first is that building something as big as Moonland is not cheap. It's quite expensive, and we are aiming to do an actual crowd sale for the Moonlight token this year, and then in the next couple months, perhaps in 2 3 months, we're gonna announce it. Of course, we're gonna do also NFT airdrops, to bring in the community in to help grow our community as well. But yes, we are all going to announce in a couple of months the actual tokenomics and how the white paper and light paper are going to look like. And of course, that's like, let's say that this is like a premiere because we haven't really mentioned this in public yet.
Wow, Miguel, thank Kieran, sorry.
Oh, it's a soft launch. That's like, I'd say this consensus will be our soft launch. Like, we really have a lot to show, and coming up, it's going to be awesome. We've had a lot of nights spent discussing the backgrounds for the design for the light paper.
Yeah, consensus is gonna
So
be amazing. Anyone who can go to consensus, please do so. You're gonna love it. You're gonna be some of the first Moonland pioneers, and you will definitely love it.
thank you so much, Miguel and Kieran. So, guys, if you don't want to miss, well, we have a little bit of premiere here. Thank you so much, Miguel, for giving so much. But if you don't want to miss any of the updates and everything that's happening right now with Moonland, remember, guys, go on and follow the Discord link that's in the main account of Moonland. It's pinned to the top. So if you go and subscribe to the Discord channel, that will be amazing. You cannot miss anything. By the way, guys, we have also on the 24th of February, that will be on Saturday. So we will, on Friday, we will have our Binance Live. So we will have that coming up as well. So that will be at 2 p.m. Colombia time, 7 p.m. UK time, 11 p.m. Dubai time. But we will do an official announcement tomorrow in the Moonland account and in my account. So yeah, we're going to have a Binance Live. We have a couple of Moonlanders coming there and coming from there as well. So we're quite excited, but this has been amazing. That's only the sneak peek of everything that's happening in Moonland this year. And we are looking to see you also in the Binance Live in a couple of days. And Miguel, Kieran, Brandon, has been amazing to listen to you. And of course, Daniel and the whole team behind Moonland. I hope to see you very soon, either in Hong Kong, Dubai, Austin, or we will see you inside Moonland very soon.
Yeah, and thank you, Andres, for coming and joining us and being so amazing on this Twitter space. Looking forward on the Binance Live.
Amazing. Thank you, guys, and I'll see you very soon, Moonlanders.
Thank you, Andres.
Thank you, Andres. Awesome, guys.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Daniela.
Thank
Thank you, Kieran. Thank you, Brandon. Thank you all.
Bye, everyone.